All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Patrick Lorienti, your Colorado real estate expert, and we are doing yet again another live update of the Denver real estate market. And we've got a topic today that is called, why is your house not selling? Guys, if you are on the market right now, you're probably very, very frustrated for a couple of reasons. One is the market is very, very slow. Some of you also might not have an agent that is explaining this to you and not setting proper expectations. That may or may not be the case. And a lot of times, guys, look at the thing. Some of us are just not taught to communicate with you guys in a way that's going to set you up for success in market expectations. This isn't about setting a sign in your yard and then ghosting you for 45 days until we receive a showing or an offer. Guys, I do Monday updates for every single one of my sellers because it is so important, not only on my side to make price adjustments as I see necessary and stay up to speed with the market, but part of the important part of that is educating you so you understand why your house is sitting on the market and you're not sitting there wondering what is going on. You might feel hopeless. You might feel worried. We're going to take some of the guesswork out of that today and get into some stats, market trends, and I'm going to show you exactly why your house is not selling. That way you guys have a little bit better of an understanding. And at the end of this, I'm going to show you why there is hope and light at the end of the tunnel in very short order. With that, I'm going to share the screen as we always do. We're going to get into some general market trends. And then I'm going to show you specifically why your house is not selling, share some strategies as what you might be able to do in order to fix that. And then, like I said, show you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. But give me one sec. My light is bugging me and I gotta fix it. Let's get into median days on market real quick. Medium home prices real quick. Share my screen with you guys. And if you're joining me, send in the comments where you're coming from. And two, let me know what questions you have. I will respond to comments. Or if you'd rather just skip the line and talk about your specific situation, my number's 303-332-1108. As much as I love doing these videos, I love having conversations with you and working on your actual situation and scenario. So let's dive, guys. We've got stats right here. We're going to be looking at average sales price past 6 months. Year to date is 647 or 676. And if we look at the average price per week, we're going to be able to compare this exactly, this trend line to the exact trend line of 2023 and 2022. And this is going to give us an idea of where pricing is at. As you can see, relatively speaking, over the last 3 years, pricing has kind of remained fairly stable, depending on when you sell, right? If you were to sell in 2024, the fourth week of January, as opposed to the 24th week of January, you are going to be up quite a bit. This is almost $100,000 increase in average home price within a very short order of time. I mean, we're talking months. But relatively speaking, if we're looking year over year, we're going to take 21 out of the picture. As you can see, market appreciated quite rapidly in 2021. And if you see this big gap here, that's all the appreciation you lucky homeowners have if you bought in 2021 or before. But looking at trends, we're kind of right where the market was in 2022, 2023 in terms of pricing, meaning if you bought in 22 and you're looking to sell right now, it's likely your house price is probably relatively close to what homes were selling for this same time in 2022 and 2023. I think the statistic year over year is we're up about 3%. And guys, this is general data. Okay. We're looking at all property types in the major metro areas and counties of Denver Metro. And so this data, like your real estate's hyper local. So your neighborhood might be up here. Your house might be up here in terms of pricing, or you might even be a little lower this orange line. But overall, average price year over year is 676. I'll report back if you guys would find it helpful for me to give you the exact percentage that home values are up year over year. Let's keep going. We've got Average price per week. One optimistic trend that I'm seeing, and the reason I say optimistic, something that I'm looking forward to, is that new listings here is dropping. That's good. We want inventory to decrease. And the reason being is because we were so over bloated as a market and inventory in 2024. And you could see this big gap. That is how much more inventory we have in 2024, this yellowish orange line, than we have the past 5 years. Right. And so when we have more supply than demands, well, that's when we kind of get a market correction. Now market's not correcting, it's not crashing. We still can see in showing data all this gap. That's how many buyers we have. So even though inventory is up quite a bit, showing activity is up quite a bit, which we're grateful to see. That means we have a lot of pent up buyer demand. And even though inventory is high, we expect there to be a strong market come springtime, especially if rates drop. The only caveat to that is if we don't see showing activities remain high and we see inventories shoot up, that's where we might get a little bit of a correction. A little bit too early to tell on that. Under contract by week, just what the market's doing. We had a little uptick here, but it fell. We pretty much lost all that activity we had in week 48. And as you guys can see, we're kind of trending 22, 23. We're actually a little bit above that in how many under contracts we have this year. And if you can see here, like the real close indication of like it's a slower market, guys. 2022, more homes were going under contract. 2023, we're slightly above that, but not by much. And then you've got solds by week. Let's see what that's doing. We actually ended last week with less homes closed, sold, transacted upon than we had the past 3 years. So, guys, it's just the nature of the market. And with that, now we're going to just jump in to why your house isn't selling. And it's right here. If we look at list to contract by week. So this is saying how many days it takes from when you put a sign in the yard to when you actually go under contract. And you see this gap here. It's taking a significantly more amount of time this year in this yellow orange line than it has in 2023, 2022. And you can't compare it to 2021, 22, or 2020 because rates were so low. But this is it, guys. This is why. And I don't know if this is good news, but it's not just you. Everyone's experiencing longer times on market. This same time last week, it was an average of 48 days. It was the exact same for 2023 and 2022. 48 days on average, your house would sit on the market. Whereas here in 2024, I'm sorry, I was looking at the under contract week. It's 49 days. Well, up here it's 62 days. So you're talking almost 20 more days, 15 days longer than it would have taken you to sell in 2022, 2023. Guys, it's seasonal trends. As you can see with every graph, you see a really hot market go into the middle of the year, and then it starts slowing down, and it gets to be the slowest time of year around this time of December. But why is this graph showing that it's so much slower in 2024 than it was in 2023 and 2022? Well, this is the real reason you guys aren't selling. And I've already showed you this earlier in the video, but it's inventory. As you can see here, guys, inventory levels are just so much higher than they were years prior. So buyers have nearly 2,000 more homes to look at than they did in 2023 and 2022. And so again, when you have more supply, then the market's going to slow down. Pricing is going to retract a little bit further because the supply and demand ratio is off. If we were right here, I think the market would be a little bit more advantageous for sellers. But guys, again, the reality, look at these charts. This is inventory charts. You can see low inventory at the beginning of the year, then it ramps up. You hit an all-time high kind of mid-year, and then it starts to trend down, except for 2024. We had a significantly high inventory rate, homes coming for sale, but we're seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, which is this downward trend. That's good. We need inventory to slow and be taken off the market and reach a little bit more equilibrium here. And so this is your light at the end of the tunnel. Right now, it sucks. I get it. There's not much that I have positive for you in the next 4 weeks. December sucks to sell. It's just slow. The data is the data, and it's almost uncanny how accurate it is, and how much of these charts are the same exact trend line every single year. The market is a creature of habit, and that's why we can look at historical trends and get a rough idea. I don't even know if it's a pretty clear idea of what's happening in the market and what's going to happen in the market. Well, here's the light at the end of the tunnel. This trend line is coming down, and the other part to this is we have a ton of pent-up buyer demand, guys. If this showing line, so this is the weekly showings per year. This is how many total showings are occurring in today's market. This gap in between the blue and orange and light blue is great news for you sellers. Guys, if this line ended up trending like it was here and remained at levels of the 2023 and 2022 market, we would be in a little bit more trouble than we are. Meaning, I think average days on market would be way higher than it is right now. I think pricing would have retracted way more than it did right now. And it's literally just the supply and demand ratio. So even though we got more supply, and that is cooling the market, we have more showings, we have more demand. So that is the promise. That is the light at the end of the tunnel. For those of you that are selling, you can't sell. Maybe your house has already expired and you're wondering, what do I do? Like, I'm not going to sell my house for the amount of money that I'm being told I can get for it. Well, guys, we're in Q4. At that point in time, let me go show you what happens to pricing. Average price per week. Generally speaking, if we take out the year 2021 when interest rates were crazy good, you are so much better off selling at the beginning of the year than you are at the end of the year. You're essentially selling at the bottom of the market in a way. And this is just how it works. So if we look at median price by week, you see a little downtrend here in the first couple of weeks of January. The reason for that is because these are homes that were under contract in December and they're closing out. But all these homes that go on the market in January, and when they start closing out about week 4, week 5, you see the market tend to pick up quite rapidly. And so there, right here, literally this tick on the trend line, this is your light at the end of the tunnel. You're almost through slow season. Bear with us. The market should pick back up, barring nothing crazy happens in the world. Even if rates remain stable, they are a little high right now. You guys should be in good shape come January, February, and going into the spring season to sell your house for more money and sell it faster. So if it's dead right now, if it's crickets, you're only getting 1 to 2 to 3, maybe no showings, breathe a little easier. It's okay. The market likely will pick back up if trend lines in historical data has anything to do with it. Guys, I'm very optimistic we're going to have a great spring season. My only worry, the only caveat to this is if we see inventory rise at unprecedented levels and we see showing demand go down. But I don't think showing demand will go down. There's a lot of pent up buyer demand that hasn't bought this year. They're waiting for rates to either one, stay where they're at long enough to where they get sick and tired and they just jump into the market anyway, or 2, lower. And so we've got a lot of people that have been sitting on the sidelines for quite some time now. They're ready to buy homes. So even if inventory rises, we should still have a strong spring market. Hang in there. If you guys have any questions for me, please give me a call, 303-332-1108. I am your Denver, Colorado real estate expert. I can't wait to help you guys. Look, this is what I do all day, every day. I've been in the game for going on over 10 years. I love nothing more than to sit down with you and have a consultative conversation. Guys, no obligation. Ultimately, I just want to help you figure out how do we get from point A to point B. And whether you work with me or not, that's not my agenda. Obviously, I would love that. And I want to earn your business, but let's get you dialed in with a selling plan that's going to work and allow you to achieve the results you want to so you can move on through this transition period of life. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining. Please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel so you can get more updates just like this. We have great topics coming up, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Cheers.